not very good at roleplay.
No, well, I'm normally if you hear me say anything about my office or about me being a doctor or a director or something, it's always in character because I'm
Yeah, I
He's
got this
16
now.
years old. His office
But
is his
you were
parents'
doing
room.
so good
yeah.
roleplay that I
This
haven't
room is
heard that.
probably my office.
Okay, so what's really sad about this now is I had a route and I didn't even see it, and I tried to replot, and the whole thing went to crap. I think I've spent more time trying to plot routes. And yes, I'm using the spreadsheet. And yeah, it's giving me more likely a chance to get a good route, but a lot of times it's not.
But yeah, to be completely honest, my personal view is that the unknown artifact could possibly be of non-human origin. There's also evidence based on what the Federation have said. So when we collected the unknown probes from the Federation convoys, they referred to NHE-17, non-human entity-17.
Well, technically, anything in a cargo hold except slaves are non-human entities.
No, but you seem, yeah. This is another semantics argument again. They are still human manufactured entities or human recognized entities. They are common to what humans use. However, the unknown probes are not. Therefore, they are non-human.
They seem to be not.
Well, based on what the Federation knows. So don't blame me. Blame the Federation. I'm sure you guys.
Oh, so you're gonna propagate their lies?
I'm not propagating their lies, but based on what we know, the unknown artifacts were not created by humans. There's no bias. That is pure fact based on what we know. As far as we
I
know.
know. That's a pure opinion based on what you know.
No, it isn't. Because the evidence, such as the fact that they are not like anything we've ever seen.
Okay,
they do not.
You need to be careful about the words you use, sir, because you...
Yeah, because I'm not used to getting all my words instantly torn to shreds.
Welcome to the Alliance Office of Statistics.
Do you know how difficult it is sometimes when Vectron and I have an argument and we're trying to figure out how to tear each other apart?
Yeah, I'm not used to this kind of environment where my words are instantly torn to shreds.
Well,
no, but it's not meant as being hostile. We're basically poking at you, trying to test where your hypothesis falls apart.
Well,
for the bet. No.
That's... To be completely honest, we know nothing about them. We know absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Can I go back to what you were saying about witch space?
Well, I know that. But concerning the unknown artifacts, the unknown probes, we know absolutely nothing.
Yes, that's what I wanted to poke at what you said previously about witch space.
Yeah. What I know about that is, well, that's fact based on the game lore.
Alright, so if it's a game lore, I may not want to poke holes in that.
Yeah. There are some gaps in the lore, which we have to make assumptions based on the facts. But because there is no written lore for it, and that is just some of it is commonly accepted views rather than pure fact, which nobody has, disproven.
Because when I was hearing you earlier, I had a big issue when you said that witch space is basically hyperspace.
It is. They are the same thing.
Now I know, but previously I was in the opinion that it was only compressed space.
No, it is a completely separate dimension, onto a higher dimension, which we enter, and where we can bypass the speed of light restriction.
Yeah, but then I have an issue with gravity influencing it.
Say that again, sorry?
I have an issue with gravity being an influence in witch space.
It isn't in witch space.
Why do you have a problem with gravity being an influence in another dimension?
Because if you get out of our local referential, the gravity that is the biggest influence is not the one of your planet or your star. It is the one of your galaxy.
But
That
that's
is a big
No, that's
center
not
of gravity.
no, that's not necessarily true because it could be based on gravitational gradients and not the gravitational potential.
well, I
And the
don't understand
gravitational
all the complicated
gradients
physics behind
the
it.
gravitational
But
gradient of the galaxy is quite low. The gravitational
you know,
potential is quite high or low depending
that's
on
the
your
thing. I
thing,
don't
but the
pretend
gradient's
to
quite
know.
low.
I
No,
don't.
but just to people might not know, Stephen is not quite an astrophysicist, but he's probably the closest we have, depending on whether or not anyone in the chat right now actually has a degree in astrophysics.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, based on what I know about physics, which is a bit, but I'm I'm not a qualified physicist or anything. I know a bit of nuclear
Well, I
physics
did
and a bit
manage
of
to confuse enough professors to let me through 5 years of grad school, so.
yeah, you're way more qualified than I am. But as based on what I know, you are essentially you are entering another dimension, which is throw the laws of physics out the window. As soon as you enter witch space, the laws of physics go out the window. Although you are in a bubble of space-time from our own dimension. So, almost like, are you familiar with the concept of the Alcubierre drive?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so the
It's
Alcubierre drive
basically-
is quite different from that.
But no. It's essentially an Alcubierre drive without compressing or expanding space.
Well, then it's
the
not an
bubble.
Alcubierre drive. Then it's
I'm using that as an analogy for creating a space-time bubble for those that might not understand.
Okay.
But
okay.
you're essentially generating a bubble of three-dimensional space-time around your ship, and then jumping into this higher, 4 or 5-dimensional dimension,
Okay.
traveling in a dimension where the laws of physics don't apply. Therefore, you can do whatever the hell you want, and then popping out the other side again.
Okay, so here is my question. Why does planets and stars influence your speed in FSD?
Within Supercruise,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not
because
what you meant.
Supercruise is completely different.
Okay, all right.
I'm
so
witch
can you-
space.
It's jumping
Purely
from system to system is referred
Witch
to as
space
witch space.
is
Yeah,
jumping
right.
between systems. That is the clouds and the stars and everything you see when you
Okay,
are
okay.
jumping between systems.
So
That is
how does faster than light travel work in supercruise?
that is Alcubierre.
Okay,
Well-
so compression. Okay, so then
Yeah,
it makes
it's
sense.
compress and
It is
retraction of space time
completely-
with a
Okay.
localized space time bubble. Yeah.
All right, so that was what I was
Yeah,
looking.
it uses an Alcubierre like drive for Supercruise.
Yes,
And then Witch
and
Space is essentially generate a bubble of your own space time, jump into a higher dimension, then pop out the other side again. Not to be confused with wormholes, because if everybody said, because I've had
no,
people
yes,
say to
it's
me,
not a wormhole, definitely.
yeah, I've had people say to me, oh, it's just something to do with wormholes, and it's like, no, it isn't. You're entering another dimension. No, if somebody says wormholes, I'm going to kill them.
Wormhole.
Oh, I'll punch you in your wormhole in a minute.
What was
Yeah,
the
you would
name
like
of
that,
the
wouldn't you?
parody series in Stargate? Wormhole Extreme or something like that?
Oh, you wormhole extreme, yeah. It's essentially a Stargate, but without the gate.
It's like
Is that not
included
just
in
a
your
star?
ship.
well, I mean it's sort of like what hyperspace is in Stargate, right? I mean there's
That's really
essentially
no.
that is
That's no. Sorry, it's not at all like a Stargate. Now that I think about it.
no, well Stargate's like a wormhole basically. It's a artificially created wormhole, so that's quite
The
different.
big thing
No,
about
I'm
the
referring to
Stargate
the hyperspace.
is it is more like
Yeah.
a teleporter in Star Trek. It
No, it
decomposes
isn't.
you. Yes,
It
Stargate.
doesn't.
The Stargate,
The
yeah.
Stargate does.
Stargate decomposes you molecule by molecule, atom by atom, sends your energy to the other side,
And then
and
recompose.
recomposes
Yeah, it's
you on
actually
the
it
other
is
side.
quite similar
It
to a
is
Star
like the
Trek.
teleporters in
Yes.
Star Trek.
Yeah, it
that's
is.
how the transporter works essentially, but it's basically a suicide box in both cases.
Yes, exactly. So, but it is not at all like that way that it works in Elite or.
Well,
No. What he was talking about was he was saying that hyperspace in Stargate
So
is
in
the
Stargate,
same.
So the familiar concept of hyperspace, where you enter another dimension, where obviously the laws of physics don't apply, so you can go as fast as you want, is essentially Witch space is essentially a posh name for hyperspace in any other sci-fi franchise. You just sort of I like to describe it simply as you generate a bubble of your own space-time, so you don't blend into this higher dimension or weirdness happens. Just pop into another dimension, go extremely fast, go to point B, pop out the other side again, back into our own universe. Boom, you're there.
Yeah, but still, the analogy that you made with the Alcubierre Bry, while it is true that you make a bubble it seems to be a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm just using that for simplicity's sake for people who might be watching the stream as well that aren't exactly 100% good at physics. Because if I said to most people,
Well,
sort of a
basically,
bubble
if you're saying that you're creating a yeah,
you're
basically
creating a bubble of three-dimensional space-time
right.
from our
That's
own universe.
that's completely disconnected from the rest of the space surrounding it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're essentially creating a bubble of normal space and then jumping into witch space, so that bubble then protects you from the five-dimensional effects of witch space or whatever. Because it's a higher
And
dimension.
you
We don't know
remove the
how many there are.
causality effect.
Yeah.
Because that is the limitation, is that there is a causality speed in our common universe according to Einstein equations.
But that's the point, that bubble of space will be moving. The bubble of space, that's how Alcubierre
Within the bubble, you won't be moving. It's the bubble itself that's moving
the
at
bubble
a higher
itself
level.
travels through witch space, carries you with it.
Yeah.
But then again, the assumption, well, I understand that for people that don't know anything about those kind of things, it is actually confusing. But people who know there could be a drive, they know that there is no additional dimension included. It all works
Exactly.
in
No, I was
the
referring to
common space-time.
Yeah.
No, I was simply
So the
referring
only
to
the only part of Alcubierre that he was actually trying to pull was the bubble.
It
Uh,
is the bubble, the protective bubble that is
that's all
your
I was
local
trying to pull.
referential, so you don't break causality.
And so you don't break yourself into a billion pieces as you try and enter a five-dimensional realm or something.
my
it's-
computer is
Seems to be a
breaking
little
itself.
bit low.
My computer is
think it's
breaking itself
about-
into pieces, traveling through a three-dimensional realm.
But anyway, you gather what I mean. It's
Yeah, I know.
protection. But that's that is the gap that I can sort of fill in based on the canonical information. Because David Braben and Michael Brooks have never actually said that is how it works. But that is the generally accepted explanation.
It's also good that they don't try to say exactly how it works, because then you're forced to go into science mumbo jumbo.
Exactly.
It's better to say this is what it's called. Period.
That is the accepted.
It's a bunch of timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah,
yeah,
because
it's
then you prevent people to trying to figure it out and exploit it.
Yeah. But it is essentially that is the common the accepted sort of explanation.
At least they don't say it is an electromagnetic drive.
Oh no, let's not go there.
Should we really don't go
Well,
there?
maybe it is powered by electromagnetism. I mean,
Well,
it'd be weird
the
if it
way
isn't.
I believe the frameshift drive actually works is it's something to do with plasma and something to do with with high-powered lasers to bend space-time.
Plasma doesn't mean already anything.
No,
It
but
should-
plasma is always important.
Plasma just means that you are in very high temperatures.
I know, but it sounds nice to say plasma.
I think it works by you send an instruction to the server saying, okay, I want to jump from point A to point B, and then it does it.
Yeah.
And the server is the server of the universe,
Yeah, because
provided
we already
by
know that
God.
at this point we know we're living inside a simulation, and all we're really doing
It wasn't. It is not yet clarified. The
No,
test
I'm
is ongoing.
saying in 3300 we know that we live inside a simulation, and what we figured out is how to hack the code and get the main server to jump.
that would be nice.
Mm.
The
We get-
results are coming next year if you are in an holographic universe.
But I mean, that would actually be a rather interesting way of thinking about it. That you're actually
But what if
You
we are
cutting
actually in a
the
simulation?
ro- Then the question is, are we real beings plugged in the simulation, or are we NPCs?
Exactly. Because I think what imagine if we are just some kind of alien petri dish, or we are some kind of petri dish.
That doesn't bother me that much, actually.
I know. I mean, because as long as
These
you
are
know,
like
they're not
thought.
gonna
These are
take
thought
away.
experiments of just mind fuckery, really.
But yeah, as long
Oh
as
yes,
they're like
it
not
is
going to
really
take away, you
well
know, as long as they keep
until
the
next
same
year.
thing.
It is a third experiment. If next, I don't remember the name of the experiment that is currently ongoing to try to prove it.
There's
We
a
we have an experiment that is
there's a holometer